All right. Let's do a pose for the thumbnail. Or do like the crazy YouTube ones just like, whoa!
I can't stand when people
I hate that shit as well.
Drives me crazy. It's like,
I know, just like, huh?
yeah, clearly that's
It hurt my eyeball doing that. Ow. Just like blew a blood vessel in my eye.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Hey, welcome to Super Social Club. I'm Jeremy.
This is Whiskey in the 6. I'm Rob.
Welcome to the Whisky Rant Podcast.
It's a little crusty,
It's frustrating.
and it's going to be a little bit of a rant.
I don't understand it. I don't know why.
Some sort of injustice.
Anyway, end rant.
Hello and welcome back to the Whisky Rant Podcast. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Rob.
And today we are going to decide what is the best rye whiskey in Canada right now. We got
Right now.
4 contenders in front of us. What do we got?
We have the Last Straw 5.5-year-old rye cast strength from, of course, Last Straw.
Right here in
Right
Ontario.
here in Vaughan, 63%.
Yep.
We have the Sons of Vancouver Batch 1, Release 1, Realms of Rye. 100% rye, 59.4%. This one is citrus and botanicals. And then on your side, we have the Lot 40 cast strength Port Edition.
Yep. Newest release from Lot 40.
And we have a 50% Wayne Gretzky's rye, 100% rye.
Yes. So out of these are the 4 right now that I think are probably in best contention in Canada. What did you think? Are we missing something here?
Yeah, I guess to be fair, we probably should have included Alberta Premium cast strength.
Right. Yeah, I think that'd be the one that would be maybe around as well, but we don't have the most recent release of that one.
We don't have the most recent release, and really the only one that we really liked out of all the releases was Batch 1, right? So
True. Okay, well, these are the contenders we got in front of us today. We are going to do them semi-blind, so we don't know which one we'll be drinking when we're drinking it. We're just going to go through and say what we think, and we're going to each pick a winner, rank them 1 to 4, and see if we have some consensus on these. They're all pretty solid. They are all pretty solid.
yeah. Our boy Peter White would be quick to mention that we've forgotten about North of 7, 100% rye, and there's a few other Canadian distilleries that do come up with rye that...
Lots of good Canadian rye right now.
Lots of good Canadian rye, small batch stuff especially,
Yeah.
right? So that's the quick disclaimer here is that like we don't have our hands on all that stuff. It's hard to get. Some of these places you have to go right to the distillery, and
Right.
makes it a little challenging. So
If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll throw up, by the power of editing, which we are trying when we're trying it. We're just going to go through and see what we think.
we should say that it's a Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, that's right.
That my kids and wife are upstairs still alive and I should say awake and well. Of course they're live, thank God. Knock on wood, of course. We should probably edit
My wife and kids are alive.
yeah, thank God. That was a good sip, that first one there. What I want to add to that, though, and this is why I got all whatever. We brought the kids to the dentist this morning, and then we figured because we're in Maple, we'll go to Wonderland because we have season passes. Nobody works anymore. I thought summer, like adults with summers off, was just a teacher thing.
Right.
Until this year and last year, kind of. But like this year is really hammering it home that there is nobody on this planet that works anymore.
Because it was super busy there.
It was jammed.
Yeah.
The parking lot was jammed.
Yeah.
Then we left there. We went to Costco. That was jammed too.
Really?
And then like just driving all over the place. There's traffic. I'm like, nobody works. Nobody works anymore. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, people take time off,
I guess.
Yeah. Wonderland is a shit show a lot of the times.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
Like any amusement park, I suppose. So I'm just going through and taking a little tester sip of each of these to start. Take a little bearings.
Yeah. So another slight disclaimer here is that we do think that the Lot 40 cast strength, which claims to be 100% rye, has 9.09% port wine in it.
Yes. I don't know for sure, but I think maybe they took advantage of that Canadian rule where they can just add any spirit into any whiskey and still call it a whiskey.
I think that was the beef with that one. That's what a lot of
Yeah.
people were saying, is that they took advantage of that 9.09% rule, which a lot of people would argue is fair game. We just fight for disclosure.
Yes.
Just write it on the bottle. If that's the game you're gonna play, be honest. Say, hey,
Right.
full transparency. This is what we did.
Yeah.
Like it or not, those are the rules in Canada. A lot of people like taking advantage of that. It makes for interesting blends and different types of things, but this is what we did. Be
Yeah,
honest.
all this does say is Lot 40, rye explorations, cask strength, port cask, finished in port seasoned French oak casks. That's all the information I think you
Yeah.
get on that.
Now, we're doing this blind, so there's a chance that one comes out on top because it's going to be the most different, right? Like it'll stick out the most, in my opinion,
Yeah, I mean, it could be the sweetest.
right? Although I got to say, I've taken 3 sips so far, 3 different whiskeys, and all 3 have been pretty good. I think rye has to be my second favorite grain. Like
Yeah.
single malt, then rye. It's like, and it's a 1A with, I wouldn't call it a 1B, I guess, but I would call it a close second.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because there's some ryes that'll blow you away.
Absolutely. Oh, you know what I was going to bring? Just to, for shits and giggles, is Booker's Rye. Just to see where we stack up with arguably one of the best ryes ever bottled.
Yeah.
Any
Two of
any leaners? Any lean a certain way after going through them once?
2 of these taste very, very similar.
They're all pretty solid. I'm gonna say
They all are good.
they're pretty nice.
Yeah.
They're all pretty nice. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to pick a definitive winner, I think.
It will. Although I think I know the winner. It's the other 3 that I'm going to have a tough time.
I think the nose for me, there's definitely 2 that I'm enjoying more than the other 2, but all pretty well balanced ryes.
Yeah.
I think they're pretty solid. You're not getting really that some people say it's off-putting. I kind of like it sometimes depending, but that dill pickle, that dill note, sometimes ryes.
Yeah,
come up
I
with.
think I like the dill when it comes off like a fresh dill,
Yeah.
like a garden dill. You know what I mean? As opposed to like a dill pickle chip.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I think for this glass, which is just, I don't know, my 3rd one, I love the nose. The finish on it, get a little bit of a weird kind of oakiness, I think. But the nose on this one is really, really nice.
So, the only one that actually discloses, no, I should say this one does too. So, the oldest, I believe, are the Gretzkys, which is 5 years old. From what we hear, maybe a little bit older, but they put 5 on the bottle. And then the last straw is 5.5 years old.
Okay. And when Sons of Vancouver, does
I
it
think
disclose?
Sons of Vancouver, it does say it on the back. Sorry, if I said it doesn't disclose, I lied. The youngest stuff in here was barreled in 2020, so August 25th, 2020. The oldest stuff in here was barreled in December of 2019. So it makes it as young as as young as 3 years old. And for the cask strength, Lot 40, who knows?
It's NAS.
Let's say 7 years old.
You think?
Probably 6, 7 years old at
Okay.
least. That they wouldn't. I mean, I'm sure they have younger stuff than that.
Yeah.
They're charging an arm and a leg for this blood. I think
Is it how much?
not an arm and a leg. I shouldn't say that. It's not an arm and a leg, but as far as concepts go, I really like the Sons of Vancouver idea here. The intention for this one was to taste like citrus and botanicals.
Mm-hmm.
The next one's going to taste specific to what they're looking for.
Okay.
The attempt is to show how ryes can be so drastically different, essentially, in this series.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, they're doing cool things. We had Sons of Vancouver on the podcast.
Yeah.
Great group of people. Love
Awesome.
their vibe
Yeah.
and doing really cool stuff out there.
Absolutely.
Is this the most recent release?
That's the most recent release, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And
okay.
batch 2, I believe, is coming out in October.
Okay.
So that's
Yeah.
pretty cool too. But they also have like their like whatever allotted releases, like the palm trees and something or other.
Oh, they
Well,
have a consistent line.
They have a
coming with?
consistent line as
Yeah.
well.
Okay.
The one we have behind us is Rolling Hills and the Morning Mist. I actually don't know which one I like better, to be honest with you, of the Rolling Hills and the Morning Mist and this one. But we picked this one because it was the most recent.
Rolling Hills is the one that they matured in an ex-peated barrel.
Ex-peated barrel,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, actually, I really like that one, and it's maybe my favorite of all the whiskeys that have been matured in an ex-peated
Mm-hmm.
cask. I feel like that one came out good. Sometimes they don't come out that good.
Yeah,
and I've
I'm
been
with you.
disappointed
Yeah.
with a lot of releases I've tried that have been matured in like a Lefroy barrel or a Colila barrel or whatever. It just doesn't
Mm-hmm.
translate.
No, you're right.
But that one does.
So I think I know my order.
Okay.
I'm gonna take one more sip of these last 3 here, and then give
These
you.
are, I think I know my order as well, except for they're all pretty close.
This one just tastes like straight grape juice. So I'm assuming that this is the La 40.
The port.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's improved from when I first tried the La 40 cast strength, the port.
Yeah, I know some people like weren't super thrilled with this one. I thought it was pretty decent, to be honest with you. I thought it was pretty good. Does it compare to the older releases, the 12, the 11? No, it doesn't. Those were magic. Those are magic.
Yeah.
And those bottlings.
So this is tough. Because I think I know which one's which.
Okay. I think what we'll do is let's say our favorites in order. Then we'll try to guess just for fun, if you want.
Fair enough, yeah. Yeah, it could be that one too, though. That one's really good.
The nose on my first glass here is really, really nice. I'm really liking that. My favorite, I think, is my nose on the first and my third glasses are the best on the nose. That's pretty solid. I think
They're all nice. Honestly, like, I gotta say, I bet you if I did this 5 times and didn't know what was in the actual blind, I could pick, like, different order each time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think I know what's what, and I think I know what I like best, but I go back, every time I take a sip of each one, I'm like, oh, that's actually really good. Oh, that's actually really good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as much as I've maybe been rough on the La 40, I would say it's good.
Yeah. I think
Right?
I think it's very solid.
Whichever it ends up being, it's very
I
good.
think it's very solid.
Do I think they should be more transparent? 100%.
Yeah.
But this is a blind tasting, and you know, it fits the category. We can't take that away from them,
Okay.
essentially.
Okay.
You go
well,
first.
let's do the reveal.
You do it first.
So I'm gonna say, I think my favorite is actually in the order that they were poured. I think my favorite is this glass here, then this one, then this one, then the last one. I thought that the nose on the first and my third glasses were very, very good, but with the palate just matched this one the most. Really liked the second glass as well. Third glass really liked. The fourth one, I thought that the finish was a little weird, and I wasn't really feeling that one as much.
All right.
But that's my order. Rate like first, second, third, fourth is my favorite.
Yeah, this one's tough for me because there's things about each one that I like. There's things I'm kind of worried about in each one of them. I don't know if worried makes it is the right word to use. Hold on, let me just one last sip of this one. Okay. Yeah, I think overall The one that strikes me the most as a rye, like a hardcore true rye, is this first glass here. Okay. So I'm going to go with this one first.
Okay.
I'm going to go with... Are we allowed to pick ties?
No.
I think then... for me, these two are interchangeable.
Okay.
This one is a little bit more like a musky, like deep power rye, whereas this is a more pour and play kind of whiskey.
Uh-huh.
So I think for the rye fanatic, you're going to want to go with this one. So I'm going to choose this one as my second,
Okay.
third, and fourth.
Okay. Do you want to now guess what you think they are?
I think this is the Sons of Vancouver.
Okay.
I could be wrong. It's either the Sons of Vancouver or the Last Straw. I feel like this one could be the other one. So I'm going to say that this is the Last Straw.
Okay.
I'm going to say that this one here is the Gretzky's.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to say that this one here is the Lot 40.
If I had to guess, I would say this is Last Straw, this is Sons of Vancouver, this is the Lot 40, and this is the Gretzky. Let's reveal.
Okay.
So your number one, what was it?
What number is that? Four?
Four. 4 is the Last Straw.
Oh, so I picked
So your
Last
favorite
Straw
was
first.
Last Straw.
Yeah.
My favorite was number 3,
Which is the Sons of
which is
Vancouver.
the Sons of Vancouver.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's hilarious.
Okay.
So the second favorite is 3, which is the Sons of Vancouver.
And my second favorite was 4.
Which is the Last Straw.
That's a 4, right?
Yeah.
Or is that a 2?
Let me see.
I can't tell what that is. Is that a 2?
Oh, that's a 2.
Okay. So my second favorite is actually the Lot 40.
The Lot 40.
Interesting. Okay.
So I'm Last Straw, Sons of Vancouver, then 2, which is the Lot 40.
Then I had number 4 as my third, which is the Last Straw.
And number 1 was
I picked Gretzky last.
Yeah. So I mixed up. I didn't get any of these right as far as what I thought they were.
I only got one right, which was the Gretzky.
The Gretzky I picked as last place.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also guessed it as Gretzky.
Interesting. So there you have it.
You had Last Straw first. I had Sons of Vancouver first.
Yeah. See, that also has an impact on it, like the order we tried them in.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that result. I feel bad for the Gretzky's a little bit because it's it's 50%, so it's a little bit lower in ABV than the other guys.
Yeah.
Right. So that could be playing a little bit of a factor. Right.
Yeah.
We were gifted some cask strength Gretzky's rye.
Yeah. Do you want to try some?
We could.
Pour a little out. Yeah, so going back to what I said before, the nose definitely on the Last Straw and on the Sons of Vancouver were my two favorites, and man, they're good. They're really
like
good on the nose, man.
Just a hardcore real man's
They
rye.
blow away the nose on the other two whiskeys by
I
a
shouldn't
lot.
say real man's.
By a-
Like just a real rye, you know?
By a lot, yeah, for sure.
Jenna would be like, what the hell, man?
Sorry, what was your second place again?
Sons of Vancouver.
Okay. Yeah.
And first place was the Last Straw.
Yeah.
And you flipped it. And remember, going into this, I was partial. Like, I always like Last Straw stuff, of course. But I thought that maybe the Sons of Vancouver was going to win. And
Right.
you thought that the Last
I
Straw
thought
was going to win.
I mean, I've said great things about this Last Straw rye. I think it is like one of the best, if not the best, ryes in Canada right now. Even though I picked Sons of Vancouver over it, I still think it's better. I mean, the nose on it is amazing. So this is shout out to our friend Bobby. He actually lent us this Lot 40 port for review, and he was able to pour us a little sample of this Gretzky at cask strength, which he was gifted from the master distiller.
And for those of you that don't know, Bobby has a whiskey club called Southern Ontario Sippers.
Right.
Southern Ontario Sippers. He's with another guy. I believe his name is Joel.
They do a lot of cool like barrel picks, and they bring in a lot of cool stuff. He actually was telling me about all the cool stuff that he's down the pipeline. It sounds really interesting. So
Yeah.
if you're on Facebook, check that out.
Actually, I cast strength this. This is like not drinking hot at all.
It's got this almost kind of like barrel char note to it, eh?
Nice barrel char.
It's straight from the barrel. Unfiltered shit. Really good.
It's really nice. Honestly, like I do feel bad for Gretzky's in this case because it kind of was dealt a shitty hand in the sense that it's a lower ABV.
Yeah, and when you're doing like a flight like this,
Yeah.
and you got really high ABV stuff, something that is lower like this
It's not
would
gonna-
have a disadvantage.
Yeah,
right?
it does. It does.
Just because the impact of flavor is going to be a little bit less of what you're used to.
Exactly. We should have probably used this stuff because it's actually a little bit more. Not that it drinks hot, but it drinks a little bit more robust.
Sure, but you can't get it.
No, you can't get it.
It's not.
Although you can get this for like $50.
This for $50 is a great deal.
All of these are good buys, I think, but for $50, and apparently,
I think you can still find all of these except for
except for this guy.
the Sons of Vancouver's obviously sold out. They sell out everything in
Oh,
a day, right?
I don't know if this one's sold out on the website. You got to double
No?
check.
Okay.
I think it might still be there. So if you honestly, I highly recommend all of these. Last Straw still has some on the shelf. I bought one the other day.
Pick up some stuff from Last Straw because this is batch. This is what batch RW013.
Yeah.
Yeah. If this one's still on the website, get it. 63%. I think it's the best rye in Canada.
I
mean,
picked it as the best ride
There you
just
go.
now.
You picked it. I always say it's the best. I picked the Sons of Vancouver.
So like, and this is kind of a testament, right? Like these guys are properly, I shouldn't say properly funded, but they're more heavily funded distilleries that have a little bit more play, have the ability to work with price a little bit better, have a whole bunch of different advantages. These guys are small batch distilleries, Sons of Vancouver, Last Straw and Vaughan. Both of them can use your support. Both of them are banging out some incredible rye and other whiskeys for that matter.
Yep.
These guys have a whole bunch of other like Amaros and like cool stuff. I just bought an Amaretto from Last Straw,
Oh, no way.
so we're gonna see what that's like. I'm gonna make a Amaretto sour, I think.
Love that.
But yeah,
Leave us
these
a
are-
comment down below. Canadian Rye. Where do you stand on it right now? If you had to pick one of these bottles, what would you choose? And leave us something we left out in the Canadian Rye market that would compete with the best stuff that we think is going on right now.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, really interesting. Always interesting to do a blind. Really kind of cool.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You guys need to check these guys out. We'll leave some description links in the description below, maybe.
Yeah, I think if you want Lot 40, you can get this at the LCBO. I believe
LCBO
there's
has
still
that
some
one,
available. The Gretzky you can buy on their website or
Yeah.
at their distillery. Last Straw, same thing, on their website or at the distillery.
That's right.
And same with Sons of Vancouver.
Sons of Vancouver on their website.
We'll see if there's any of that left.
And I'm not sure. We've never been to the distillery. Hopefully one day.
Yeah, love to get up there.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for us. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We much appreciate it. Have a good one.
Cheers.
Cheers.